But I don't want to scare anyone. But maybe they need to be scared so they finally take some action. I don't know if they understand. We have World War III hanging over our shoulders. We have the 3D printed meat garbage they're trying to do. All this diverse quotas, which means that if you're a masculine male, you don't stand a chance of even having a good job inside the Matrix anymore.
Yeah. No white men is the basic premise of this. You have to understand, I'm sorry, let me get into this a little bit. When there is a advertisement in England, a white country, it is a white country, I'm half black, but it's a white country, for police officers, and it says, we need police officers. Are you a woman? Are you of black or Asian ethnic minority background, or a member of the LGBT community? We'd love to have you as a part of the team. That means no white men, no straight white men. In England, a white man's country. I'm half black, but it is a white country. No white men. You can't be police officers. That is racism, sexism, and exclusion. That's all that is. So yeah, you're right.
I wonder if the news itself was trying to prepare people's minds for the idea of a mass catastrophe, because what they're going to do is Patriot Act you. They're going to hit you with a mass catastrophe, something bad's going to happen, and they're going to come along, and the only thing that the human psyche can accept a loss of freedom for is safety. If my brother and I, which we have just veiledly told you, have been offered to sell our souls to make you all slaves, and we refused. We refused to do that. We didn't want to make you slaves. We wanted to fight against the system because we believe in humanity. And we're telling you how to get out, and you still ignore us. Then there's nothing more we can possibly do for you. Then you're going to have to be stuck with the situation. The bed you make, you're going to have to lie in.
Yeah, because we're keep in mind, we're risking our very lives. Maybe, literally, but certainly in terms of our freedom, you know, being able to live like normal people, being able to enjoy fresh air, we are risking our very lives by telling you all this stuff. Because if we were nobodies, there's no way we'd be facing any legal trouble because we're two men who've never committed any crime ever. But it's what we say, and everybody here knows that.
You have to love the chaos. You have to love the war. You have to love the idea of all the constant problems that you have to fix. You have to love being the center of a mini universe you have created and it's going to implode under its own gravity if you're not there doing constant Aikido.
When they try to attack Steven Seagal, he Aikidos them, uses their attack against them, and they go flying through the bar onto the pool table. Every single time. So when they say, Andrew Tate, we're going to make a hit piece about him, and I have them all standing outside like DNGs.
Yeah.
It makes me an internet legend. It makes them fools, and I win forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't stop the DNGs from being DNGs, but I can benefit from the DNGs being the DNGs. And there are DNGs right now planning DNG attacks, which will end up benefiting me massively.
It's the best thing about being a man. You get to build who you are, right? You can decide if you want to be a funny comedian or a musician or a kickboxing world champion or fight the Matrix. You can decide whatever you want to be. God loves to see that. Those people, for some reason, seem to be enormously lucky, right? The person who goes, I don't have to prove anything to God. I don't owe all of my ancestors any effort. You know, for 5,000 years, people were dodging saber-toothed tigers and catching the plague and running from Genghis Khan. I don't owe them anything. I don't owe them a thing because I want to play video games. These people are losers. I wake up every day with something to prove. I have hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm in fantastic shape, 4 times world champion, fighting the Matrix out here by myself. More. I will have to be braver. I must try harder. All I do is prove myself. So when I hear people go, I don't have nothing to prove, then you're a loser. Peasants have never felt like they needed to prove anything, but kings felt like they needed to go and conquer land. Isn't that it's coincidental that the king, who already had it all, felt like he needed to go to some far-flung land and conquer it and take it and prove he's the king. But the peasants, oh, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You're a loser then. You're a dummy. I absolutely and utterly, completely have everything to prove to everybody all of the time. That's who I am. I will prove anything to anybody. If I sit and say X, I will prove it.
Happiness is the #1 thing that must be earned. And I'll tell you that my happiness is based on very real world achievements. I couldn't be happy if I was broke. I couldn't be happy if I was obese. I couldn't be happy if I was lonely. I couldn't be happy if I wasn't respected. I couldn't be happy if I couldn't whoop a dude's ass. I couldn't be happy in those scenarios. So I made sure none of them scenarios came true.